In today's video, I want to talk about how you can stand out as a teacher on Outschool. Hello everyone, I'm Brittany. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you are new here. Welcome back if you've seen my previous videos. If you're wondering why I'm in a different setting, I'm a digital nomad, and I will talk more about that in later episodes on the YouTube channel, but I'm currently traveling, so I have this lovely hotel background behind me. In today's episode, I want to talk about how to stand out as an Outschool teacher. There are 4 main points that you will need to stand out as a teacher on Outschool. The first point that I want to make is be yourself. You need to be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. Maybe you've seen other teachers' profiles or seen other teachers on Instagram, Facebook. Just be yourself. Whoever you are will shine through instead of trying to mimic or copy someone else. So being yourself, making sure that your personality shows, is really how you're going to stand out on Outschool as a teacher. Point number 2, teach what you love. What I mean by that is, I personally am not going to teach geometry because I do not love it. So on Outschool, I teach what I love, which is health and wellness, and I also teach primary students. So kindergarten prep. I also teach fun classes that incorporate alphabet learning, counting, everything dinosaurs. So whatever you love, you should incorporate that into your offerings as a teacher on Outschool and not teach what you think will earn you money, because that might backfire and you won't have as many enrollments than what you would have if you were teaching something that you love. Point number 3, make sure that you are comfortable with all the equipment that you use. So I use Canva Pro. I love Canva Pro, and I incorporate that in my classroom. I use it for my worksheet printouts that I send to the students, as well as my presentations when I teach online. So I know that Canva Pro is great for me in my classroom. I also use a few other games that I incorporate with my classes. Kahoot, I love Kahoot, and then I also use Boom learning cards or Boom cards. They're great, and I'll make sure that I link it in the description. The worst thing that you can do is get online when you're teaching a class and have equipment that you just don't know how to work. And you don't want to get too flustered when you're teaching, because it's already a different situation because you're online, it's virtual. You want to make sure that you're engaging your students. So being flustered trying to get equipment to work that you're really not familiar with or comfortable with sort of puts you in a situation where you don't feel good as a teacher. Maybe the students will pick up on that energy. So if you are going to use equipment, make sure that you practice beforehand and really hone in on how to use it and incorporate it in your classroom. If you're interested in teaching on Outschool, I have my 5-step guide to getting hired on Outschool. I have it linked in the description below. Point number 4 that I feel will help you stand out as an Outschool teacher is branding. Branding your classes. Now, some people, when it comes to branding, they're like, I don't even know where to begin. So my tips for branding is pick at least 3 to 4 colors that you really enjoy and incorporate that in your classroom description image that you have. Maybe if you're using Canva Pro or PowerPoint, whatever software that you're using, use those 4 color, that 4 color palette, right? Use that and stick with that until you feel really comfortable maybe branching out. But when you teach on Outschool and you have re-enrollments, it is also really great so that the student is familiar with your classroom setting. Maybe it's the same PowerPoint that you use, the same outline, right? Maybe it's the colors that draws them in, or maybe they know when you're making your printouts what to expect. So really just having your own unique flair in your branding will really help you. Now, that isn't to say that you have to stick with these four colors or you can't change. Definitely, we as people and humans, we evolve. And so your classroom will evolve as well. My classroom has evolved. I started with just using printouts that I had and a whiteboard. So I still use it sometimes, but now I'm to the point where I just really incorporate everything with Canva Pro and, like I said, Kahoot, Boom cards or Boom learning cards in my classroom, and it works really, really well. If you're interested in creating your own Canva Pro worksheet, I have a video here where I will link up here that you can see, and it takes you through the steps that I use to make my class printouts. Very simple and easy, and I highly recommend that you check it out. And if you're also interested in learning about Kahoot games, you can check out my video where we talk about what is Kahoot, how to make a basic, simple Kahoot game that you can incorporate in your classroom. Thank you for joining in with me. If you can, please, this will help my channel, hit like and subscribe so you're notified whenever I upload a new video.